What's going on, guys? It is insert channel name here. Don't think I was supposed to read that part, but you did hear that correctly. I don't have a channel name yet. Whatever channel name I do have is not going to be official more than likely, so if you guys want to help out, you can leave some suggestions in the comments. Let me know what you think my name should be. Keep in mind, my content is not going to be purely focused on Danganronpa. I'm going to mention a system later in the video of how you guys can tell me what you want to watch. But all that aside, today's video topic is, in fact, Danganronpa. Specifically, Danganronpa 1, Trigger Happy Havoc, ranking all the characters from 16 to 1. Obviously, these are all just my opinions, that goes without saying. If you feel like I put your favorite character too low on the list, or a character you don't like too high on the list, let me know in the comments. Argue your position, tell me why you think the characters should be where they are. That being said, I think that's all that really needs to be talked about, so let's just get started with the video. Alright guys, starting off this list at number 16 is Flume. I'm going to give you guys just a little preface that all these opinions come from not only completing Danganronpa 1, but from completing the school mode as well. I made an initial ranking before, and by playing school mode, characters switched around more than I thought they would, so I just decided to redo the whole thing. That being said though, Flume gave me nothing. Nothing at all. After playing school mode, I learned practically nothing new. There was something about him not being liked at school or something like that, I honestly don't remember. It gave his character some level of depth, but he basically already said the same thing during the game. I didn't really care then either. He offered some dirty comic relief every once in a while, but other than that, he was just kind of annoying. I felt slight sympathy for the guy until he killed Taka, at which point I felt jealous of the blimp with legs when he got to lay his head in between Hina's legs. I mean, yeah, granted he died right after, but hey, I'd say Hina crying over me is worth it just as hammer to the noggin. Following the land whale at number 15, we got Taka. Hey, just because I was mad at Fumi killed him, doesn't mean he's on the list either. Let it be known that I don't necessarily dislike these characters just because they're low on the list. I like them all, just not as much as others. Taka annoyed me at the beginning of the game because he was that one disciplinarian character who's always just so anal. Not even the fun kind of anal. He confesses that he's never had a friend before, which is why he acts the way he does, and it made me understand why he comes off as a jerk sometimes. I felt the same way about Ida from My Hero Academia when they first introduced him. Who knows, maybe if they gave Taka engines in his legs, he'd be higher up on this list. Following the character who would definitely be that one annoying kid who would remind the teacher that she forgot to collect yesterday's homework, Chihiro. I'm going to cut the flow of the video for a little bit just to give you a little public service announcement. Since this is my first video, I want it to be a decently well-made thing, and I want to get it out there to as many people as possible, so everyone can enjoy my content, laugh along, etc., etc. That being said, though, I know in order to do that, I have to try to play by YouTube's rules as much as possible. One of those rules being, they don't really like cussing anymore. Honestly, that's not too big of a problem for me. I know I can be funny without having to cuss, but I had already written a script, and it had a decent amount of cuss words in it, so I just kind of had to slip in some family-friendly words instead. It's most apparent in this paragraph. Chihiro only has two traits as far as I'm concerned. He's either exceedingly stupid, or he's just a butt. There's very few gray areas, but luckily enough his comedic relief is enough to put him third to last. Other than that, he doesn't really do much other than slow down the class trial. There was literally an entire endless debate section to prove Kyoko wasn't a ghost because Hiro wanted to be a pain in the butt. Other than that, he was just kind of a jerk. Even the last stage of filling out the report card was him kicking me out of his room because I wouldn't give him my organs. The only organ I'm giving anyone is when I give Sayaka my bone. Yeah, I can already hear you guys in the comment section. Actually, yeah, I know it's not an organ. Shut up. Anyway, sometimes he's actually funny for various reasons, and that saves him from being dead last. Side note, it doesn't say in the game, at least I don't think it does, but Chihiro definitely smokes on the daily. I'm putting that out there. Alright, following the pothead with a prediction, number 13, Leon. There wasn't really much to go on for Leon. He dies early in the game and he only has like 3 free time events, so we still don't get much of him even then. Even the school life didn't tell me much other than the fact that he liked burgers, which was honestly enough to get him in the 13th spot. If me and you can cook some burgers together, put some cheese in the middle, bacon, man, I'm hungry. He openly says that he's trying to get with Sayaka and that his career in music is to get with chicks, which you kinda gotta respect. He wasn't necessarily a bad character in any way, but he killed Sayaka, so he remains at number 13. Following Axel from Kingdom Hearts at number 12, we got Chihiro. I never really minded Chihiro or disliked him in any way. Sometimes he would get annoying with the crying and stuff, but honestly that wasn't too bad. He was just kind of there. He didn't really stand out during the game to me, and the most interesting thing he did was, die. But through the free time events, I gradually started to like him more and more. He was nice and always excited to talk to you, and it made you feel warm and good and nice and warm and fuzzy inside. I don't know how many of those words I just said twice in a row, but that's how good he made you feel. I think what really made me like the crossdresser was his determination to get stronger when his secret was going to be revealed. That's pretty awesome to me. I think we can all learn something from Chihiro, being that if you push yourself to become better as a person, someone will get jealous and kill you for it. Next. Following the computer genius with a giant penis, I think that's my favorite one so far. At number 11, Mukuro Ikisaba. I don't really know much about Mukuro. There's some insight to her if you read Danganronpa If, but I said screw that, so, here we are. Mukuro is a cute soldier, so she already jumped like 5 people on the list. During the free time events, you can gradually get closer to Mukuro, but at the same time she's pretending to be Junko, so I don't really know. I just said screw it and put her at 11. Edit note, so rather than rewriting the script, I'm just adding this to the end of Mukuro's paragraph because it's the shortest, and I realized I didn't put it anywhere else in this giant script. I want to say that all these opinions come strictly from Danganronpa 1. I've done almost everything Danganronpa because I know there's like this whole other like manga. I don't know. Like I've read Danganronpa 0, If I've played all the games. I know how these characters operate, basically. I know what makes them tick. I know how they are. But this being a video about Danganronpa 1, I want to keep all my opinions from Danganronpa 1. And honestly, if I didn't, Mukuro would be lower with what I know about it now. I didn't think of anything clever for this one. At number 10, we got Celeste Lutenberg. An awful impression. I really liked Celeste when I first started Danganronpa. She was extremely calm and immediately got ready for everything that was about to ensue. I don't know what to tell you. Strong women turn me on, especially when their skin tone matches my glass of milk. Anyways, that all came crashing down when she went freaking bananas and caused the death of Taka and Hafati. Despite that, however, Celeste still gave me a boner in other ways, like her awesome talent. Is boner a bad word? Nah, I'm sure it's fine. Being able to win high-stakes game is pretty awesome in my opinion, but combine that with trying to kill us all, put her at a solid number 10. I know you guys are going to roast me in the comments for not knowing this before, but when I was trying to think of that little rhymey thing in between characters, my initial thought was the Lolita that looked like Gotharita, and it hit me that that's what Gotharita's design is. That's so crazy to me. I never knew that. At number 9, Mondo. Like most people, my opinion wasn't the best of Mondo after he, knocked us unconscious, but hey, everyone deserves a second chance, except for, like, Mondo could be a lot of things. A loudmouth, a jerk, a gay porn star. What? No. There's no way a man that muscular with a chest that shaven and eyes that dang beautiful doesn't take things up the butt on camera every now and then, or, puts his thing up other people's butts. But above all else, Mondo was a man. He tried to do right, and even though he killed Chihiro, he still tried to hide his secret, but he didn't get a second chance that time. He got buttered. Anyways, Mondo was a soft side that he lets slip out as he gets closer to Makoto, and it makes him seem more genuine as a person. Even in one of the free time events, I'm pretty sure he confesses that he's never had a girlfriend before. I'm telling you, gay porn star. Before making a dumbbell-sized crater in Chihiro's head, Mondo spoke like a true man, and he kept his promises like one, and that resonated well with me. Following the gay porn star? Yes, a third time I am getting my point across. Number 8, Toko. Toko was an odd case for me. I did not like Toko. If you took the most unattractive traits and put them in one character, it would be Toko. She's self-deprecating, no confidence, smells apparently, and accuses everyone of thinking she's ugly. I already deal with enough people like this in my actual life. When I come to this fantasy world, I don't want that to be there. Toko is one mass snap that says, put me on your story, I do streak, from being one of the people I actually deal with in my real life. Despite all this, however, she has one saving grace, and that's Genocide Jill. I love Genocide Jill. She's everything Toko isn't. She's lively, funny, and leagues better than Toko. It's always so much better when she's on screen. And no one is more deserving to be asked the question, what that tongue do? I have a love-hate relationship with Toko, and that puts her at a solid even number 8. Following the personality split on an acid trip is number 7, Sayaka. Not gonna lie, her overall cuteness and good looks probably put her higher on this list than she honestly deserved. I enjoyed the little time with Sayaka that we got, but at the same time, she was designed to be that person. So it'll sting the most when she eventually, dies. I don't know. Does liking a character that you were designed to like invalidate your feelings? She was a musician, which I personally appreciate, and she was always down to do something nice together during school mode. She also tried to frame me for Leon's murder, so, there's that. Kinda hard to bounce back from that, to be honest. Yeah, everything would have been great if she didn't try to kill me. I guess I can try to take into account the circumstances of the killing game. When stuff got real, she took action. That's pretty hot, but it would have been a lot hotter if I didn't get framed for the murder. Overall, Sayaka was a nice, loving soul who tried to get me killed. But she's cute and I'm weak, so she's number 7. At number 6, following the pop sensation with a deadly motivation, Sakura. That one wasn't as funny, I just like the way it flowed. It took 2 playthroughs of this game to truly appreciate Sakura. It's very easy to overlook Sakura and focus on more of the, cutesy girls, but after playing Danganronpa the second time, I started to love Sakura more than I ever had. And not love in, like, the coupley way, I don't think I could ever date her. Her muscly body would destroy my spinal cord every time we hugged, and surprisingly, that's a turn off for me. Anyway, Sakura is an amazing soul and never did anything but help, whether it was in the class trials or during our daily life. Sure, she was a traitor, but she never followed through with anything, and instead killed herself along with taking down the locked doors before she died. Honestly, we probably never even would have escaped if it wasn't for Sakura. It was honestly a shame to see how they did her wrong in Danganronpa 2, with that big statue that says Ogre in the fun zone. It was funny, but, that hurt. Coming up after the Karate Kid, they don't all rhyme. At number 5, we got Junko and Ashima. Junko is honestly one of those names where you have to say the last name. You cannot say Junko without having to say Junko and Ashima. I love the last name. I know Junko tried to kill us and all, but hey, so did the next person on this list, so piss off. Honestly, so did almost every character in the game, so it's fine. I have a thing for girls who want me dead. Don't judge. Junko is an amazing character. She's funny, she's exceedingly smart, and looks amazing. What is there not to love? Once you look past the fact that Junko is a freaking psychopath, you can start to see how amazing her character is. We don't get to know much about her until the end of the game, but that was more than enough for me. Sure, she likes to change up her personality, but in my opinion, that's fun as hell. You would be dating 6 girls, and each one of them has an amazing set of boobies. Any girl who can bring the entire world to its knees is awesome in my book, just so long as she gets on hers. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not only in terms of Junko's own character, but in terms of the writing as well, I thought it was so cool how they did it. It's kind of like a play on the classic split personality thing, but that's not the case. She just gets so bored with her old character that she comes up with a new one. That's so cool. I'll admit that it did get kind of annoying after a while, but other than that, her only big flaw is just that she's all about despair, and I'm all about hope, so sadly, it wouldn't work out. Coming up after the psychopath with the breast implants is number 4, Asahina. Asahina was my best girl at first by far. Sayaka was set up to be your love interest to give you a big FU when she died, but I didn't really care that much anyways because all of my time was spent with Hina. From the moment you can even do free time events, minus the one where you have to spend it with Sayaka, I spent them all with Hina, and the same thing goes for school mode as well. She has an optimistic, bubbly personality that matches mine perfectly. Sadly, the only thing keeping her from being number 1 on this list is how she acted during class trials. Not only once, but twice did she have her heart set on a culprit, and no matter what anyone would say, she'd just go, "Let's just start the votes already! We know who did it!" Another awful impression. That for me was the biggest boner killer in the world. It doesn't help that the second time she does it, it's literally because she's trying to kill us all. I don't know. Everything could have been perfect with Hina, but it's not enough to have an oversized pair of gazunga bungas in between your shoulders. There has to be a brain in between there as well, and that's what puts her at number 4. Alright, the next 2 spots were honestly a toss-up for me. They could go either way. I love both characters equally. The only reason they ended up how they did is because the coin landed on heads. So, at number 3, following the brown goddess whose hair somehow defies physics, Kyoko. On my first playthrough, I was fully ready to put Hina after Kyoko any day of the week, but after the second time around, their places switched. The easiest way to become my favorite character is just to help out in class trials. Smart girls turn me on too, and you know what's even hotter than milk skin? Pink peanut hair. Just having her help out during the class trials put her above Hina, who only hindered them. Not only that, but she saved my life when in comparison to every other girl who tried to get me killed, it was a nice breath of fresh air. Well, now that I think about it, Kyoko also kind of got me killed too. It's whatever, it evens out. Kyoko was a stone cold fox, which I think is pretty cool. It was kind of scary to an extent. She saw her dead dad and was just like, eh. But in my opinion, that just shows how strong she is. I love at the beginning of the game how there's this mystery around Kyoko. She brushes you off and you don't really know much about her, and it leaves you wanting to know more and more. I don't know about anyone else, but when she got mad at Makoto for not telling him his secret, that hurt me on a personal level. I was ready to fly over to Japan just so they can put a character of me in the game so I can go apologize to her. Yeah, she does come down and save you, but it's kind of like, yeah, so you didn't die, so yay. There's a place in my heart for old crispy fingers, and that puts her at number 3. Following the girl who can detect and make my penis erect, Byakuya Tegami. To my surprise, a lot of people don't like Byakuya, I guess because he's seen as an egotistic, self-righteous douche. But coming from an egotistic, self-righteous douche, I loved him. He was so smart and didn't care about anything around him, and he was so confident he was going to win this game too. That confidence really appealed to me. At one point, Monroe was threatening to beat the life out of him, and he just called him a monkey or something like that. I don't really remember, but that was freaking awesome. He literally made a crime scene more complex just to make things more interesting. That's my type of guy right there. Byakuya's a badass, what can I say? Yeah, that's how much of a badass he is. I'm throwing a cuss word in here. That's the only one I'm throwing. He was throwing balls first into a killing game, and he was just like, oh, I guess it's what we're doing now. Cool. I love characters like that. He offered Makoto a buttload of money to go work for him, and I would have taken that offer in a heartbeat. At that point, my life would be set. It would just be me and Byakuya messing stuff up from his yacht. Not a bad life. If simple process of elimination hasn't told you who my number 1 is, it's my boy, Makoto Naegi. You guys are probably wanting a joke. Rich and manly with a dead family. There you go. I love Makoto as much as a man can love another man without it being gay. And probably then some. He's great. He's just an average high school student, which makes him hashtag relatable, and he's got a great personality. What really draws me to him is his upbeat lifestyle. I've been referred to as the most optimistic kid in the world, so I basically go through my life smiling. The only downside is that I don't have a nice smile, so on most days I walk around looking like an idiot, but that's besides the point. Makoto's got the same positive attitude, and I love that about him. When Kirigiri called me the ultimate hope, I was so excited about crap my pants. That's so fitting for Makoto too. The ultimate hope. Makoto is one of my favorite protagonists, not just in the Danganronpa series, but in any series, along with Sora from Kingdom Hearts and Tatsume from Kame ga Kill. Honestly, I could talk about Makoto for hours, but I want to keep this video in between that sweet spot of like 8 to 12 minutes to be more convenient for people and hopefully get my views from 3 to 4. So just imagine myself talking about Makoto for hours. Well, that's it guys. All Danganronpa characters rated from 1 to 16 in Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. I don't even need to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. Hit a like, subscribe, comment. I mentioned this early in the beginning of the video, but whatever the top comment is what I'm going to do for my next video. Since this is my first ever video, I know I'm going to sound like a needy girlfriend right now, but because this is my first video, please show me some love, show me some support. As long as I get a little bit of that, I know you guys, at least some of you guys, want to see more content. And I'll keep putting more content out there, so please hit the like button, subscribe. It means the world to me. It'll help me know that you guys want a little bit more of me. So please show me some love, and I'll show you some love back. I don't really have an intro planned out, but I'm all about positivity and love, so I love you guys, and God bless you. Praise the Lord. Penis.